Imagine, just for a moment, that someone walks up to you and they ask you a simple question in English.
Like maybe they just say, "How was your weekend?"
Right, exactly. How was your weekend? And instantly, inside your mind, your brain turns into this frantically busy office. It is absolute chaos.
Oh, yeah, like a huge mess inside your head.
Yes, a huge mess. You have this tiny mental interpreter running down a long hallway, and they are, grabbing heavy dictionaries off the shelves.
Right, they're working so hard.
So hard. They are translating the English question into your native language, and then they're trying to formulate a clever answer in your native language.
Which takes a lot of time.
It takes so much time. Then they are desperately trying to translate that answer back into English. They are sweating, they are tired, and they are stressed.
Yeah, and by the time this little mental interpreter finally runs back and tells your mouth what to say,
An awkward silence has already ruined the moment. The person asking the question is just looking at you, waiting. You feel completely frozen.
that is such a common feeling. You just freeze.
Yeah. So today, we are firing that mental interpreter.
We really are. We have to. Because
Yeah.
that frantic office inside your head, well, it is exhausting. It takes up so much energy.
It really does.
And if you have ever felt tired, like physically tired, after speaking English for just 10 minutes, that busy mental office is exactly why.
Right. You aren't just speaking. You are doing a massive amount of mental heavy lifting.
Exactly.
Welcome to today's deep dive. We are talking directly to you, the adult learner, and we know you are smart.
Yes, we know you have complex, beautiful thoughts in your native language.
You do. But right now, you might feel like your English doesn't match your intelligence,
Yeah.
and that can be incredibly frustrating.
It is very frustrating. But we are here to fix that today.
Yes, we are. Today's deep dive is all about how to think directly in English. Our mission today is exploring how to build natural fluency, faster communication, and absolute confidence.
That is a great mission. And it is important to understand why this problem happens in the first place. We call this problem the translation trap.
The translation trap. I like that name.
Yeah, think about how a phone call works. If you want to call your neighbor who lives right next door, you just want a direct line.
Right, you just call them directly.
But mental translation is like routing a local phone call through a satellite deep in outer space.
Oh, wow. Outer space.
Yes. The signal goes all the way up into space, bounces around, and comes all the way back down, just to reach the person standing right in front of you.
That is a massive detour.
It is. It takes way too long.
I love that comparison. The translation trap is a detour. It takes too much time. You hear the English, you translate it to your native language, you think of a reply.
Right, in your native language.
Yes, in your native language.
Yeah.
Then you translate it to English, then you finally speak.
It is like driving a car with the parking brake pulled all the way up.
Oh, that sounds awful.
You are pushing the gas pedal, but you are barely moving, and the engine is just screaming.
Exactly. It takes so much effort.
And in the field of language learning, we look at something called cognitive load theory.
Cognitive load theory. That sounds complicated. What does that mean?
It is actually simple. Cognitive load is just the amount of effort your brain is using at one time.
Okay, so how hard your brain is working.
Right. And your brain has limits. When you translate every single word, your cognitive load is at maximum capacity. You're processing too much information.
I see. This is why you hesitate. This is why you pause.
Exactly. Your brain is essentially experiencing a traffic jam. Fluent speakers don't do this. They process ideas directly.
They go from the idea straight to the English word. No detour.
Right, no detour at all. And that brings us to the golden rule of our discussion today.
Look at the golden rule.
Yeah. I really want you, our listener, to hold on to this phrase. I'm going to say it slowly, and I want you to let it sink in.
Okay, we are listening.
Fluency begins when you start thinking in English.
That is so important. I really want to underscore it. Listen to this again. And if you can, I want you to repeat it silently in your mind.
Yes, repeat it with us.
Fluency begins when you start thinking in English.
If you take nothing else away from today, remember that line. Fluency is not about how many words you know. Fluency begins when you start thinking in English.
Okay, so we want to bypass that mental interpreter. We want to cut out the detour.
Exactly.
But saying just think in English is really easy. Doing it feels incredibly hard. It feels very unnatural.
It feels unnatural because your brain loves efficiency. Your brain is like a survival machine. It wants to take the easiest path possible.
Of course, we all want the easy way.
Right. And for your entire adult life, your native language has been the easiest path. It is a wide, nicely paved highway.
A super fast highway.
Yes, But English, right now, is a small, messy dirt path in the forest. Your brain naturally wants to drive on the highway.
That makes a lot of sense. So we have to clear the dirt path, we have to pave a new road. But this leads us to the biggest mistake I see smart adult learners make. And it is what we are going to tackle right now as we talk about our first major step.
Which is keeping it simple.
Keeping it simple, because intelligent adults want to express intelligent thoughts. That is just human nature.
It really is. When you are learning English, you want to talk about your career or politics or a complex idea you just had. You want to express deep emotions.
Right. If I am an engineer, I want to talk about engineering. If I'm an artist, I want to talk about the deeper meaning of my art. I don't want to sound like a child.
But here is the danger of complexity. When you try to translate a highly complex thought, your brain immediately panics.
It panics.
Yes, it looks down that small dirt path of English, and it realizes the heavy truck of your complex thought will not fit.
Oh, the truck is too big for the path.
Right. So it immediately turns back onto the highway of your native language. You get frustrated, you get angry at yourself, and you feel like you aren't making progress.
So what you are saying is, by trying to be too smart in English too soon, we actually force our brains back into the translation trap.
Precisely. To build the habit of thinking in English, you must begin with incredibly simple thoughts.
Really simple thoughts.
Yes, you must start with daily observations, basic routines, and simple physical feelings.
I have to push back on this a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
If my goal is to lead a business meeting in English, or to live in an English-speaking country and make adult friends, shouldn't I be practicing difficult words? Isn't thinking a sentence like, I am tired, way too basic to actually help me?
I completely understand why it feels that way.
Mm-hmm.
But the goal right now is not advanced vocabulary. The goal is what we call the speed of association.
Speed of association. Tell me more about that.
Speed of association means how fast your brain connects a real feeling directly to an English word.
Okay, so the speed is the important part.
Exactly. If you feel tired, we don't care if you know the advanced word exhausted or fatigued. We care that the moment your body feels heavy, the English phrase, I am tired, flashes in your mind instantly.
Instantly. 0 seconds later.
Yes, 0 seconds later, with zero native language translation in between.
Ah, so the simplicity of the word is exactly what allows the speed to happen. If the word is easy, the brain doesn't have to search for it, it just appears.
Exactly. Neuroscience teaches us about neuroplasticity. This is the brain's ability to change and form new connections.
Wow, so we are actually changing the brain.
We are.
Here.
When you associate a feeling directly with an English word, and you do it very fast, you are literally wiring new physical connections in your brain.
You are turning that dirt path into a paved road.
Yes, and once the road is paved, you can drive bigger, more complex trucks down it later.
I love that. We are training the brain's reflexes. Let's make this practical.
Let's go.
Let's do a guided practice right now. I want you, the listener, to follow along with us. We are going to practice slow, simple thoughts together.
Imagine it is early morning. You are in your bed. You slowly open your eyes. The room is quiet.
It is very peaceful.
Yes. Don't let your native language wake up yet. Just feel the physical sensation of your body. You stretch your arms.
Think the English words directly. Say it in your mind. I am tired.
Feel the heaviness. I am
That's it,
tired.
yeah.
Now you sit up. Your throat feels a little dry. You realize you need something to drink.
Think the thought, I need water.
Just let the feeling of thirst equal the English words. I need water.
Great job.
You put your feet on the floor, you walk to the window and open the curtains. The sun hits your face. It is a bright summer day.
Feel the warmth on your skin and think, it is hot today.
Notice how we are connecting a physical feeling, the sun on your face, directly to the English words. It is hot today.
Excellent. Let's keep going.
You walk into the kitchen. You start getting ready for your day.
Yeah.
You pick up your keys. You know where you have to go.
Think about your destination. I am going to work.
I am going to work.
Very good.
You arrive at work, you do your job, and finally it is lunchtime. You open your lunchbox or you sit at a cafe. A plate of food is placed in front of you.
Steam is rising from it.
Yes, steam is rising. You breathe in the smell.
Looks delicious.
Connect the visual of the food to the English. Yeah. That looks delicious.
You know, these thoughts are so basic, but doing this feels like a totally different way of living. It is like you are looking at the world through a new window.
It really is a different way of living. You are teaching your brain that English is not a textbook subject.
No, it's not just for school.
Right. It is not a test you take in school. It is a real, living tool that you use to experience the world. And that brings us to a really vital concept.
Another key phrase.
Yes, listen closely to this rule. Simple English creates natural thinking.
That is profound. I want to repeat that so it really sticks. Listen carefully, everyone. Simple English creates natural thinking.
Let's do it one more time, very clearly. Simple English creates natural thinking. The simpler the English, the faster the connection. The faster the connection, the more natural it feels.
Okay, I am fully on board with these simple thoughts. I can wake up and think I am tired. But here is the reality.
That is the reality.
My morning lasts about 20 minutes before my life gets incredibly busy. My phone is ringing, people are talking to me, I have tasks to do.
Yes, life is chaotic.
Exactly. So how on earth do I remember to keep thinking in English when my day gets chaotic? It is so easy to just fall back into the native language highway.
That is the ultimate challenge. Relying on your own memory to practice is a bad strategy.
It is.
Yes, because you will forget, you will get busy. To solve this, we don't try to change your memory, we change your environment.
Change your environment.
Yeah.
Okay, this brings us to section 2, the world around you. We need to talk about immersion and narration.
Right.
I hear the word immersion all the time in language learning. People usually say, you just need to move to London or New York, just immerse yourself.
People say that a lot.
But let's be real, most adults listening to us cannot pack their bags and move to a different country today. They have jobs, they have families.
No, they can't. And moving to a foreign country doesn't actually guarantee fluency anyway.
Yeah.
Real immersion isn't about geography.
It isn't. What is it about?
It is about architecture, the architecture of your daily life. You need to make English unavoidable in your physical space.
Unavoidable. I like that. We have to set traps for ourselves so we accidentally stumble into English all day long.
Exactly.
Traps. What is the very first trap we should set?
The screen you look at the most. Your mobile phone.
Oh, the phone. Yes.
If your phone is in your native language, you are missing hundreds of opportunities a day. Change your phone's language to English today.
You know, I have a student who did this. She was terrified.
I bet she was.
She said, what if I get locked out? What if I can't find my contacts? But within 3 days, she knew the English words for settings, notifications, messages, cancel, confirm, delete.
See, that is amazing.
Yes. She learned the vocabulary without even studying, just by trying to survive her daily phone use.
Exactly. You are forcing your brain to interact with English to achieve a goal. But you can go further.
How so?
Watch your favorite internet videos in English. Read English subtitles. Follow English creators online.
So everywhere you look, there is English.
Yes, if you are cleaning your house, put on English audio. Even if you aren't listening closely, let the sound fill the room.
It is about building a bubble around yourself. And this is rooted in how the brain actually functions. Here is a truth you need to remember. Listen to this.
Yes, listen closely.
The brain learns through repetition and exposure.
I want to highlight that. Let's think about that phrase. The brain learns through repetition and exposure.
It doesn't learn through cramming for a test the night before. It learns through seeing things over and over again. So let's repeat it. The brain learns through repetition and exposure.
When you surround yourself with English, you are giving your brain the puzzle pieces it needs. But now we have to talk about how to actively use those pieces.
Right, we have to actually do something with them.
Yes, we need a technique to force your inner voice to use English. We call this mental narration.
Mental narration. I tell my students to think of this like being a sports announcer.
A sports announcer. I love that analogy.
You know, when you watch a football game on television, the announcer describes every single thing the players do. He runs down the field, he passes the ball, he scores.
Right, they never stop talking.
Exactly. You need to become the sports announcer for your own life, describing everything you do.
This is a phenomenal cognitive exercise. In psychology, there is a concept called embodied cognition.
Embodied cognition. What does that mean?
It means that our minds and our physical bodies are deeply connected.
Okay, so the body and mind work together.
Yes. When you perform a physical action and you describe that action in English at the exact same time, your brain creates a much stronger memory of the vocabulary.
Wow.
The movement literally locks the word into your mind.
So if I just read the word cut on a piece of paper, it is a weak memory.
Very.
But if I am holding a physical knife and slicing a physical carrot and I think the word cut, my brain links the physical feeling of the knife to the English word.
Precisely. You are using your body to anchor the language. Let's practice this technique right now.
Yes, let's do some more guided practice. We want you to practice full sentences to improve the rhythm of your speech.
That is a great tip. Practice full sentences to improve the rhythm of your speech. Don't just think knife. Think the whole structure.
Let's set the scene. You are in your kitchen. It is evening. You are preparing dinner.
You have a cutting board in front of you. You pick up a knife and a bright orange carrot.
As you slice the carrot, what does the sports announcer in your head say?
Say it in a full sentence. I am cutting vegetables.
Picture the knife moving. I am cutting vegetables.
Excellent. Now, you put a pan on the stove. You add some oil, maybe some garlic.
You hear the sizzling sound. A wonderful smell fills the air. You take a deep breath.
Narrate the sense of smell in a full sentence.
Oh.
The food smells good.
Connect the smell to the words. The food smells good.
Very good. Now you take a small spoon and taste the sauce. It is a bit plain. It needs more flavor.
Narrate the solution. I need more salt.
Think about the taste. I need more salt.
Great job. This is mental narration. Now let's change environments. Let's go to work.
Good idea. You are at your workplace. You sit down in your office chair.
The computer screen glows in front of you. You place your hands on the keyboard.
Describe your action in a full sentence. I am answering emails.
I am answering emails.
Good. Now you glance over at the clock. Then you look at your digital calendar. There is a red block at 2 o'clock.
Narrate the future event. I have a meeting later.
I have a meeting later.
Time passes. It has been 3 hours. Your shoulders are tight. Your eyes are dry from staring at the screen. You push your chair back and stand up.
Describe your physical need. I need a break.
Feel the tiredness? I need a break.
Excellent. Let's do one more environment, a very busy one.
Okay, let's go outside. You leave the office and you are walking down a busy city street. You look up. There are no clouds.
Narrate the environment. The weather is nice.
The weather is nice.
Suddenly, a shiny sports car drives past you. The engine is loud. It looks like it costs a lot of money.
Narrate your observation. That car is expensive.
That car is expensive.
You reach the corner. There are dozens of people waiting across the street. People are walking everywhere.
Describe the scene. The street is crowded.
The street is crowded.
Doing this throughout your day is so powerful.
It really is. And I want to add a specific challenge for our listeners. We also strongly encourage you to repeat travel phrases out loud.
Travel phrases out loud. That is a brilliant idea.
Yes, because when you travel, you are often under a little bit of stress. You need your English to work automatically.
Travel scenarios are perfect for this. If you are packing your bag at home, practice the rhythm of travel phrases out loud.
Imagine you are at the airport counter. Don't just translate quietly. Practice saying the full phrase out loud. I have my passport.
Speak it clearly. I have my passport.
Imagine walking up to a desk in a strange city. Practice the rhythm out loud. Where is the hotel?
Where is the hotel?
Speaking of rhythm and saying things out loud, I think this is the perfect moment for some pronunciation support.
Yes, because natural thinking is connected to natural sound. And there is a specific word that causes so much trouble for English learners.
Oh, I know which one you were going to say.
The word is comfortable.
Yes. The dreaded comfortable. If you look at it on a page, it is spelled C-O-M-F-O-R-T-A-B-L-E.
It looks like a long train with way too many cars.
It does. And if a student tries to read every single letter and mentally translates the spelling, they will say comfortable.
Right. They try to pronounce 4 distinct blocks of sound. Comfortable.
It feels very heavy in the mouth. It doesn't flow at all.
It doesn't flow because native speakers don't speak like a dictionary. Native speakers are, well, lazy.
We are very lazy with our mouths.
Yes. Our mouths want to take the easiest path. So we compress the word. We crush it down. We remove the middle letters entirely.
So how does a native speaker actually say it?
Listen closely. Comfortable.
Comfortable. It goes from 4 slow blocks to 3 fast ones.
Let's practice that. I want our listeners to pay attention to how their mouth moves. Listen closely and try to repeat this natural rhythm. Comfortable.
Notice how the sound fork completely disappears. It becomes a soft tur. Let's try it again. Comfortable.
Think about sitting on a very soft sofa. This sofa is comfortable.
Excellent. When you learn the real pronunciation of a word, it actually helps you think faster.
Why is that?
Because when you hear a native speaker say comfortable, your brain doesn't have to pause and decode it. You instantly recognize the sound.
That makes perfect sense. And this transition perfectly introduces our next major challenge.
To section 3.
Yes. We have established how you can narrate your own actions. You can talk to yourself in your head all day long.
But fluency is a two-way street.
Right. If you are mentally narrating, but the moment a real person opens their mouth, you freeze up.
The conversation dies. We have to learn how to process external sound instantly. So we are moving into the power of sound, listening, and shadowing.
When students listen to a native speaker, they usually make a critical error.
What is the error?
They view a sentence like a necklace made of individual pearls. They try to catch every single pearl. They want to hear word number 1 and translate it. Hear word number 2 and translate it.
I totally understand why they do this. It is fear.
Fear of what?
It feels safe to translate. You think, if I miss one word, I will misunderstand the whole sentence and I will look foolish. So they grip tightly to every single word.
But trying to perfectly translate every word is a massive trap. It is mathematically impossible to keep up.
Let's explain why using our satellite phone call metaphor from earlier.
Okay.
If a native speaker says a sentence with 10 words, and it takes you 2 seconds to send word number 1 up to the translation satellite and back down.
Right, taking that huge detour.
By the time you understand word number 1, the native speaker is already on word number 6.
Exactly. You are constantly living in the past of the conversation. You get further and further behind until your brain just crashes.
You simply cannot translate fast enough to keep up with natural speech.
So what is the alternative? If we don't translate every word, how do we understand?
We have to teach the brain to stop looking at individual words and start looking at patterns.
This is a huge perspective shift, and it requires a very clear rule. I am going to say it slowly.
Listen to this rule, everyone.
Stop translating every word.
This is a command you have to give your brain. Listen again. Stop translating every word.
Let the individual words go. Stop translating every word. Focus on the big picture.
How do we focus on the big picture?
Think about playing with Lego blocks. If you want to build a wall, you don't stare at the tiny plastic circles on top of a single red block.
No, you just grab a whole block.
Exactly. You grab a whole block and stick it to another whole block. Language works the exact same way. The brain loves patterns.
It loves recognizing things.
Right. It doesn't want to process grammar rules in real time. It wants to recognize a shape it has seen before.
So a pattern is like a pre-built Lego block of words that always go together.
Yes. Let's look at a very common pattern. In a textbook, you might learn the future tense very formally as, I am going to go.
Right. Very proper.
But in the real world, a native speaker blends that into a pattern. I'm going to go.
I'm gonna go.
Let's try stating a requirement. I need to work.
I need to work.
Or asking a standard question. What are you doing?
Notice how the words flow together. What are you doing?
Offering politeness. Do you want coffee?
Do you want coffee?
If you hear do you want coffee 100 times in your life, your brain stops translating do, you, and want.
It completely ignores the individual words.
Exactly. It stops thinking about the grammar of auxiliary verbs. It just hears the music of the phrase, and it instantly knows someone is offering you a drink.
The phrase becomes one single idea. But the only way to recognize these patterns is to hear them 1,000 times.
You cannot learn the music of English from reading a silent textbook.
No, you can't. That is why listening practice is absolutely non-negotiable. You have to fill your ears with English.
Listen to podcasts. Listen to interviews. Watch movies. Listen to audiobooks while you clean.
And don't worry if you don't understand every word. Let the rhythm wash over you. Over time, your brain will start predicting what words are coming next.
Yes, prediction. You will hear, I'm looking forward, and your brain will automatically expect to seeing you.
That prediction is the beginning of fluency. But we can actively train this pattern recognition.
How do we actively train it?
There is a technique that is famous among people who learn many languages quickly. It is called shadowing.
Shadowing. Like a shadow on the ground that follows your body perfectly.
Yes, you move your arm, the shadow moves its arm. How does shadowing work with language?
Shadowing means listening to a native English speaker and speaking the exact same words immediately after them.
Right after the...
Usually just a half second behind them. They say a phrase, you say the phrase. You try to match their exact speed, their exact sound, and their exact emotion.
I am going to play devil's advocate here.
Okay, what is the concern?
When I hear about shadowing, it just sounds like being a parrot. You know, you are just mimicking sounds. A parrot doesn't think about what it is saying.
Right, it just copies the noise.
Exactly. So how does mimicking like a parrot actually train me to think in English?
That is the most common critique of shadowing. But shadowing is not mindless copying. It is a highly demanding workout for your brain and body.
A workout.
Yes. When you shadow, you are physically training the motor neuron pathways in your jaw, your tongue, and your vocal cords.
Wait, motor neuron pathways, so it is a physical exercise, not just a mental one.
Yes. Speaking a new language requires your mouth muscles to move in completely new ways. Your native language trained your face muscles to move a certain way for decades.
Oh, so our mouths are literally stuck in our native language habits.
Exactly. When you shadow, you are forcing those muscles to adapt to the physical shape of English. You are building muscle memory.
It is like a dancer learning a new routine. You have to physically do the steps until your body remembers them without thinking.
Precisely. And while your mouth is getting a workout, your brain is simultaneously forced to process the sentence structure at native speed.
Because the speaker isn't slowing down for you.
Right. You don't have time to translate, because if you translate, you lose the shadow. You fall behind.
Oh, I see.
Shadowing forces your brain to abandon the translation trap and just accept the English pattern.
It literally forces you to think in English because you are moving too fast to do anything else. That is brilliant.
It is very effective.
This leads to a crucial realization. Listen to this principle, everyone. Shadowing trains automatic speech.
Let's focus on that phrase. Shadowing trains automatic speech.
It removes the hesitation. Let's say it again. Shadowing trains automatic speech.
When you shadow frequently, these sentence patterns get buried deep inside your mind. Then one day, you are in a real conversation and you need to ask a question.
And what happens?
Suddenly, the perfect English pattern just pops out of your mouth automatically. You didn't even think about it. It just happened.
That is the dream. Let's give our listeners a taste of this right now. We are going to do a slow shadowing exercise.
I want you to listen to a common sentence starter. The moment I finish saying it, I want you to repeat it out loud wherever you are. Try to copy my exact rhythm.
Ready. Let's start with expressing a need. Shadow this. I need to.
Repeat it. I need to.
Good. Now let's express an attempt to do something. Shadow this. I'm trying to.
Repeat it. I'm trying to.
Excellent. Now an informal question. Shadow this.
Do you want to?
Repeat it. Do you want to?
Great. Now a very common phrase for the future. Shadow this. I'm gonna.
Repeat it. I'm going.
Finally, a polite request. Shadow this. Could you?
Repeat it. Could you? Notice how we are practicing just the beginnings of sentences. If you have the beginning ready automatically, your brain has time to figure out the rest of the sentence.
These patterns are like the foundation of a house.
They are. But I have to admit something. If we only learn patterns and we only shadow, language can start to feel a little bit robotic.
Robotic. How so?
Like, we are just reciting computer code. To truly make a language your own, to really think in it, it has to feel human. It has to have life in it.
You are absolutely right. A language without feeling is just data. We are now moving into section 4, adding life to your English.
Adding life through emotion, reading, and self-questioning. Let's start with emotion.
Okay.
I know from my own life that the things I remember best are the things that made me feel something strongly. How does emotion connect to language learning?
Emotion is the strongest glue for human memory. We have a small area in our brain called the amygdala.
The amygdala.
Yes. It is the center of our emotions. When the amygdala is highly active, when you are very happy, very angry, or very surprised, it sends a strong signal to the rest of the brain.
What does the signal say?
It says, remember this moment. It is important.
So if I am staring at a boring list of vocabulary words on a white piece of paper, my amygdala is asleep. The brain says, this is boring, throw it away.
Exactly. The brain discards it. But if you connect an English phrase to a genuine feeling, the brain locks it in forever.
If you want to think in English naturally, you have to start reacting to the world in English emotionally.
That makes perfect sense. If I trip and drop my coffee on the floor and I yell an expression of frustration in English, I am never going to forget those words.
Because the anger glued the words to your memory.
Exactly. Let's practice adding emotion right now. I don't want you to just say these words. I want you to physically feel them.
Okay, let's try it. Imagine you are looking at your phone and you see a message. Your best friend just got engaged to be married. It is wonderful news.
Put a huge smile on your face. Raise your eyebrows. Say it with real energy. That's amazing.
Feel the joy. Say it out loud. That's amazing.
Now let's swing to the opposite feeling. You have been working physical labor for 12 straight hours. Your back hurts. Your legs are heavy.
You collapse onto your sofa. Let your body sink down.
Say it slowly with exhaustion. I'm so tired.
Exhale a deep breath as you say it. I'm so tired.
Good. Now someone tells you a piece of news that is completely unbelievable. You are shocked. Your eyes go wide.
Say it with total disbelief. No
Say
way.
it loud. No way.
Now you are watching a TV show about space. You learn a fascinating fact about the stars. You nod your head.
Say it thoughtfully.
That's interesting.
Not your head. That's interesting.
And finally, you are packing your suitcase. You are leaving for a tropical vacation tomorrow morning. You feel a buzz of anticipation.
Say it with a bright, happy voice. I'm really excited.
Big smile. I'm really excited. By adding the physical emotion, the English stops being a foreign concept. It becomes a vehicle for your own soul.
This is a profound shift in how we study. It brings us to a clear rule. I'm going to say this, and I want you to remember it. Emotion helps memory.
This is the science of learning. Listen again. Emotion helps memory.
Use your feelings. Let's say it again. Emotion helps memory.
Now, emotion is one way to add life. Another incredible way to bring English to life in your mind is through reading.
Reading. Wait, really? I thought we were talking about speaking and thinking. Reading is silent.
Reading is silent, yes. But it exposes your brain to massive amounts of natural sentence structure. When you read, you see how native speakers organize their thoughts.
You see vocabulary in its natural habitat, surrounded by context.
But there is a catch here, right? If I read a book and I stop at every single word to look it up in my native language dictionary, I am just practicing the translation trap again.
Exactly. The golden rule for reading to improve fluency is this. You must read for meaning, not for translation.
Read for meaning.
Yes. If you don't know a word, guess what it means from the context of the story, and keep going. Do not break the flow.
So read simple things. Read a young adult book. Read the transcript of this deep dive. Just let your eyes pull the patterns into your brain.
Okay, so we've talked about reacting with emotion and reading. What about talking to ourselves? I talk to myself constantly during the day.
That internal monologue is very powerful. If you just switch that internal monologue to English, you are bypassing the translation trap entirely.
Because there is no native speaker waiting for an answer.
Yeah.
You have all the time in the world.
Exactly. We call these internal English conversations.
How does that work in practice?
You start asking yourself questions in English. Imagine you are standing in front of your open refrigerator.
Okay, looking at the food.
Instead of wondering in your native language, ask yourself out loud or in your head, what should I eat?
Repeat that. What should I eat?
You look at your watch, ask yourself, what time is it?
Repeat. What time is it?
You feel a bit unmotivated. Ask your brain, why am I tired?
Repeat. Why am I tired?
You are sitting at your desk in the morning, ask, what do I need today?
Repeat. What do I need today?
And the trick is, you have to answer yourself in English too. What should I eat? I think I will make pasta.
You have just created a full, successful conversation inside your own mind, completely in English.
It is the safest place to practice. No one is judging you.
And speaking of things that should feel natural, I want to give you one more pronunciation tool. The word natural itself.
Oh, this is a tricky one. If we look at the spelling, it is Natural. The logical brain wants to read it as natural.
Yes, the logical brain wants to separate the sounds cleanly, but remember, native speakers blend sounds together to speak faster.
How do they blend it?
The T and the U combine to create a chi sound. Native speakers pronounce it as natural.
Natural. It almost sounds like a sneeze in the middle.
It does. Let's practice that. Listen to the rhythm and repeat it. Natural.
Notice the chi sound. Let's try again. Natural.
It is natural to make mistakes.
Mastering these real sounds helps you think more confidently because when you sound natural to yourself, you start believing you are an English speaker.
Okay, let's step back and look at the landscape we've covered today. We have built an incredible toolbox for our listeners.
We really have. We started with simple thoughts to build speed. We talked about environmental immersion.
We talked about mental narration being the sports announcer of your life.
We discussed shadowing to build motor neuron pathways.
We talked about using emotion to glue words to memory, reading for meaning, and having internal conversations.
These are highly powerful cognitive strategies. If a student uses these tools, their fluency will explode.
I know there is a shadow hanging over this conversation.
Yeah.
I see it in my students all the time.
What is the shadow?
We give them all these tools, they understand the science, they know what to do, but they still can't do it.
Why not?
Because there's a giant invisible wall standing in their way. And that wall is fear.
Ah, yes, fear. We have arrived at our final and perhaps most important section, letting go of perfection and overcoming fear.
It breaks my heart when I see a brilliant adult freeze up, unable to speak, because they're terrified of sounding stupid.
The fear of making mistakes is deeply ingrained in us, and a lot of it comes from the traditional school system.
It definitely does. In school, language is taught as a subject to be tested. If you use the wrong verb tense, a teacher puts a big red X on your paper. You are penalized for errors.
So we are trained to believe that English is a minefield. One wrong step and boom, you fail.
So students become obsessed with perfection. They won't open their mouths until they have perfectly constructed the sentence in their head.
Which, of course, throws them right back into the translation trap.
Exactly. And what is truly fascinating and a bit sad is that learners carry this fear into their own minds.
Into their minds.
Yes. They are afraid of making grammar mistakes inside their own heads. They worry that if they think a broken sentence like, I go store yesterday, they will somehow permanently ruin their English.
I've heard that fear so many times. If I practice bad grammar in my head, I'll learn bad habits. Is that true?
No, it is a complete myth. When you are building the habit of thinking directly in English, speed and connection are infinitely more important than grammatical perfection.
We need a massive mindset shift. Thinking in English is practice. It is not a performance.
I want to highlight that distinction. A performance is when you are on a stage, the spotlight is on you, and a judge is holding a scorecard.
That is very stressful.
Right. Practice is being alone in your backyard, kicking a ball around in the mud. It is messy, it is chaotic, and it is supposed to be fun.
Mistakes are not a sign of failure. Mistakes are the physical evidence that you are stretching your brain's capacity.
You must give yourself permission to sound like a beginner in your own head. You must let the thoughts flow, even if they are broken.
This is the core message of this deep dive. I want you to listen to this phrase, and I want you to truly believe it.
Listen closely.
You do not need perfect English to think in English.
Let the weight of that fall off your shoulders. Listen again.
Hmm.
You do not need perfect English to think in English.
Let's say it one more time. You do not need perfect English to think in English.
If you can accept that, you unlock the door to fluency. Because once you aren't afraid of the messy thoughts, you can start removing the safety net.
The safety net, you mean the native language.
Yes. If you want a baby to learn how to walk, eventually you have to let go of their hands. They might fall, but it's the only way they learn balance.
In language learning, your native language is the parent's hands. To force your brain to adapt, you have to reduce your native language exposure during your study time.
You have to take away the easy option. If the brain knows a translation is available, it will be lazy and wait for it.
Exactly. And the most practical way to cut the safety net is to completely change how you look up new vocabulary.
You must stop using bilingual dictionaries where you look up an English word to see your native language equivalent.
Mm.
You need to switch to an English-to-English dictionary.
Okay, I am going to push back hard on this.
Go ahead.
Because if I put myself in the shoes of a beginner learner, this sounds absolutely terrifying.
It does sound scary at first.
Imagine I am reading a text. I find a word I don't know, like reluctant. I look it up in an English dictionary, and the definition says unwilling and hesitant.
Okay.
I don't know the words unwilling or hesitant either. Now I am lost in a maze of words I don't know. I am doubly confused.
That is the exact fear everyone has. It feels like someone just threw you into the deep end of the ocean without a life jacket.
Yeah.
But I promise you, you will not drown.
How can you be sure?
Here's the secret. Context is key. Your brain is a brilliant inference machine.
An inference machine, meaning it can guess the truth without knowing all the facts.
Yes. When you read an English definition, even if you don't grasp every single word, your brain will start to grasp the general concept. It will see the shape of the idea.
And because you stayed entirely inside the English language to figure it out, you forced your brain to build new English-to-English pathways.
So even if your understanding of the word is a little bit blurry at first, that is still better than getting a sharp, perfect translation in your native language.
100 times better. Because a perfect translation reinforces the detour. It tells the brain, English is just a code for my real language.
Grappling with an English definition tells the brain, English is a real world we have to navigate.
When you use an English dictionary, you are practicing thinking in English while you learn a new word. It is double the workout.
It is like exercising a muscle. It burns, it feels uncomfortable, but that discomfort is the feeling of strength being built.
And that leads to our final absolute rule for today. Please repeat this silently. Thinking directly improves fluency.
Let's cement that idea. Thinking directly improves fluency.
Embrace the blurriness. Embrace the struggle. Let's say it again. Thinking directly improves fluency.
Students who rely on mental translation always hit a ceiling. They get stuck. They pause too much.
But students who dare to think directly, even if their grammar is messy, even if their vocabulary is small, They are the ones who learn to respond naturally. They build confidence.
because they trust their own brains. They know that even if they make a mistake, the world will not end.
And over time, as you practice everything we've talked about today, something magical happens. The messy dirt path turns into a paved road and then into a highway.
Your thoughts become faster, they become smoother, they become automatic.
It is a journey. It requires patience. But every single time you choose to think, I am tired, instead of translating it, you are taking a step toward true fluency.
Let's gently recap this massive journey we have taken today. We have fired the mental interpreter.
We have learned that building fluency is not a magic trick, and it doesn't happen overnight. It is a biological process in your brain.
It is built through changing the architecture of your life, surrounding yourself with English,
It is built through the physical workout of shattering and mental narration.
through using the amygdala,
Yeah.
connecting strong emotions to English phrases.
And most importantly, through being kind to yourself. Do not force complex vocabulary on day one. Give yourself permission to have the simple thoughts. I'm tired, I need water, the sky is blue.
Let go of the fear of mistakes. Let English become a living thing inside your mind, not a test you have to pass.
You are doing a wonderful job just by being here and engaging with this material. Keep practicing. Keep narrating your dinner. Keep shadowing.
Keep practicing those travel phrases out loud to build your rhythm.
Because if you commit to this, if you keep paving that road every single day, something incredible is waiting for you.
What is waiting for them?
You will keep chipping away at that translation wall until it completely falls down. And one day, you will go to sleep, and you will wake up, open your eyes, and realize you just had your very first dream entirely in English.
Wow.
That is the moment you know the language truly belongs to you.
Dreaming in a second language is a beautiful, profound milestone. It means the language has entered your subconscious. It is something to look forward to.
Be patient with your progress and trust the process.
Thank you for taking this deep dive with us today. Keep thinking, keep speaking, and keep giving yourself grace.
We will be right here with you next time. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye and happy learning.